Good evening, members of the group. I'm not even sure if you guys, if you can hear me properly, but I'm going to start because we said we'd start at 9. It's better if I start now. Okay. So, our topic for today, or our chat for today, is about communication between partners, or how to effective communication between partners. So I've just made a few points that I think are important. I'm not saying that this is the final, or it's the rules of communication. It's just things that I, as a person, is observed through as I grow up, and yeah. So the first one is it's very important, especially when you meet someone, especially when you, sorry, I'm not sure if you can hear me. When if you cannot hear me, please indicate in the comment section so that I know what's going on. My volume was very low just now. So okay, so my first point is about when, okay, my assumption is that, let's say it's someone that you've just met, and how do you then make sure that when you communicate effectively? First of all, you have to be very intentional about each and every conversation, because it's very important when you meet to be able to talk about what your intentions are about the relationship, or what you wish to achieve. So it's very important to be clear about your intentions, and it's not saying that everything is going to work out the way you want to, but at least your intentions should be clear. And number 2, the second point is to learn how to communicate with the other person, to learn how you both respond to each other, and what the other person likes and what the other person doesn't like, or their weaknesses, the strengths, all of those things. You have to learn those things about that, about each other. And then the next point is it's very important to always talk. And when I say talk, it's to have a proper conversation with the other person. Because if, for instance, you talk at the other person, that means you're not communicating. You're talking at them. You are imposing whatever that you are talking about, or your beliefs, or your ego, or whatever, but you're just imposing those things on the person. You're not talking as if you're talking to another human being, as if you're talking to another adult. So it's very important to talk to the other person, to talk to, not to talk at. Another thing is I've found very, very important is not to talk in anger. Because at the end of the day, you find that you have uttered words, that painful words to the other person, and that you cannot take back. Whatever that you say to another person, you can never take back. You can say sorry, but you can never take back those words. So it's very important. If you feel that you are too angry and you're gonna end up saying things that are not nice to the other person, it's very important to take time out. Rather leave the conversation, leave the place where you are, and say, and not just storm off. Leave is to say, I need some time out so that I can think, so that you can at least now calm yourself down and then come back to discuss the issue. Shouting is another no-no. When it doesn't matter how badly they have behaved, the other person has behaved, but it's very important not to shout. Rather, tell them that you don't like what they did. This is how it makes me feel. Also, this, when you talk to your partner, you say, you did this, you did that, that one is not a way to communicate. You are accusing, you are saying you are wrong, you're not communicating, you're talking at that person basically. But if you say, I did not like what you did, this is how it made me feel, or every time you do this, this is how it makes me feel. So you are saying your actions or the way or whatever that you have done, it makes me feel like this. So it's not just you saying that when you're doing that, but it's what the result of your actions causes this in me. And I think any reasonable person would be able to sit down and think, but okay, I've not done right, and be able to come back and apologize. So it doesn't make the other person to want to go into defense mode immediately you start talking, but instead it makes the person want to think and realize the effect of their actions and all of that. So that is a very important, the issue of not shouting, and also how you voice out your grievances or your concerns. And then lastly, it's very important to constantly communicate when you're not together. And some people think that it's like you're reporting. No, it's not reporting. It's to say, this is what I'm doing, or this is what I'm busy with, I won't be able to communicate with you, or I'm going into a meeting, just so you know, and not have expectations. Because the worst thing in a relationship is having expectations that are not met, or that are not expectations that are not met. That's the worst feeling ever. And expectations that are not communicated as well are also an issue. So that's why I was saying that the first thing is to communicate your intentions, your expectations from what you're doing. If you're starting to date, or if you're becoming, you're starting with friendship, but it's very important to communicate your expectations as a person. It doesn't matter who or what you are, but make sure that you communicate expectations, because once expectations are not communicated, and then the other one is expecting this, and another person is expecting that, it results into conflict. I think that is what I had in mind when I was about this topic. So I will, if there's anyone, I've also created a chat so that people can be able to talk, or to add their views or something, or correct, or questions. So I see, okay, there's only one person that's watching. Also, if you want to join the broadcast, you can just request, and then I will add you. That's all I had for today. But I'm opening the floor for discussions and questions. Agree, disagree. I'm here. Thank you. But okay, I'm gonna end the broadcast here, so that then I can interact. We can interact on the chats if there is no question or addition or engagement. Thank you.